just calling my phone right now.
I help you today?
Hey Maury, what's going
Hi there, this is Marie with Claude Plumbing. Just to clarify, are you asking if Lauren is available today, or did you want to speak with her directly? Let me know how I can help.
on? I have some plumbing help that's needed. I just want to be on the schedule because my sink went out this weekend and I need help sometimes, like as soon as available.
Hmm?
As soon
Got
as,
it. You need help with your...
yes.
All right. Here are the earliest available slots for tomorrow, Monday, August 3rd, at 10 a.m., 11:30 a.m., and 1 p.m. Would you like to grab one of those, or do you want to hear later times?
I'll be at work during that time. So are you able to do it after 5:30? Is the crew available then?
Thanks for letting me know. I checked, and unfortunately there aren't any slots after 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. The latest available is 4:30 p.m. Would you like to hear options for later in the week or maybe a slot workday?
Sure, let's just book me in for 4:30 tomorrow then.
Great, I'll set you up for Monday, August 3rd at 4:30 p.m. And I see we have your email as Jenkins. Lastly, I have your phone number as 857-399-7443. Is that right?
Yes, everything you just confirmed are correct.
You're all set for Monday, August 3rd at 4:30 p.m. We'll send your confirmation to jankinsleysaintfelixgmail.com and reach you at 857-399-7443 if needed. Is there anything else I can help with today?
No, that's it. I'm all set.
Thanks for booking with us, Jay Buddy. Have a great evening.
You too. All right, as you can see, this was about 2 minutes, 18 seconds. The call completed. And there's the transcript here. You can see how it went. There was some misunderstanding. Overall, the speed was fine, and essentially, that's the goal here to when your clients call and essentially they're able to book appointments. If they need to be passed on to someone, that can be done as well. And that's how it's supposed to be going. In this video, we'll be going over two platforms that I use to create this voice AI for this plumbing business. So one is Claude. So this is using Claude Cowork to do numerous parts. The first one is using Claude to do research on the company, such as the plumbing business in this case, to find a knowledge base. That means to understand the hours, the services, and understand everything about the business. So if you're doing this for a business owner, so you might just talk to the business owner directly to confirm some of the details, come up with FAQ page, common questions and answers. That would be very helpful for the agents. And then from there, we will go into GoHighLevel and looking at all the settings of the AI to essentially go over what's going on, what needs to be attuned. And Claude as well will use Cowork to do research on the best use and the best process to come up with the best settings. And then we'll go right in here. So right here, the first one is we come on with the knowledge base. And then from there, we have a strong knowledge base for our voice AI. And then from there, we come up with the prompt. And then we go over each of the settings here, the action, the knowledge base, the voice settings to make sure we have the best agent possible. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, to get started, we have to make sure, so we're using GoHighLevel for this. And here in GoHighLevel in the sub account, you just go click on AI agent. So before we go into voice AI, one thing we want to do is go into knowledge base. So this is essentially, this tells GoHighLevel everything about the business. I mean, it tells the voice AI everything about the business. So to create this, you just go ahead and create knowledge base. In my case here, I already created it already. So I'll just go ahead and show you how I went about creating it. So again, I'm just leveraging Claude for this entire build. So I'll just go ahead and show you quickly. So at the start, as I mentioned, you can go on the company website directly if it's not your own company. Something like Cloud Code would be able to do this well as well. So the script I just pretty much give it, it says, hey, I just set this and the projects, because this is a multiple project I built for small and medium-sized businesses. So I'm building a voice agent for this specific company and GoHighLevel. I need information for the knowledge base, access the website. And then I give it access to the website. I just clicked on access the website, and then they pretty much tried a couple times. Wasn't able to get on the website. But again, as I mentioned, you can just go on the website, talk to the client, just confirm things are accurate. And then from there, it just pretty much turns into this specific sheet. So this, I can just open it here. So it's a text file in this case. So all I did was I just imported it and connected to the Google Drive. So if I just open it, I think I have that open somewhere. I have that right here. Perfect. So here is the knowledge base. So it's essentially, I just went on the company website. It got every information about the company, booking, services, company overview, understanding the company, looking at the service area, the core guarantees, services, etc. So that's the one thing you need. You need the voice AI to have a strong background on the company, what it does, and its structure. And then from there, if it's your company, great. You already know the details. You already have all these things. And then from there, you go come on here on the text file, add file, you click on add file. And then from adding file, you can just either upload it from your computer or import it from Google Drive. So again, as this ages and continues, if you have make updates on the company, maybe you went from just regular 9 to 5 to 24/7, you want to make these updates as well, because this is a receptionist for your company, for your business, and it needs that as well. So from here, we go back from the knowledge base, and then we go to Voice AI, and then within Voice AI, we can start this from scratch. All right, let me click on this. Not right now, GoHighLevel. So this is most just agentless, but you can just go on create agent in your case if you don't have this here. And then instead of browse marketplace, you generally want to start from, it's easier to pretty much just start from scratch, just create custom agent, because from there you can use prompts to make it easy for yourself. So from here, it will just open this for you, and then I think there'll be some text here. And I will just go right ahead for you and show you some of the most important things. So if we come on here within Claude, again, this is Claude, and I'm just using Cowork to build this Claude plumbing agent. So again, so what I had to do obviously the first part, research on the website. But after that, I give it this prompt. So what I did, I just pretty much screenshot each of the things on the settings, these, and I'll show you some other things to keep, what to change from the results, because obviously I already did this, I did some research already, etc. So it went into GoHighLevel, and I did a screenshot of what was already there, over the guidelines, etc., the prompts, etc. It looked at things currently, looking at issues, etc. And here we go. So it did a thorough analysis on things, and you can build these so fast. I mean, so one of the key things here is GoHighLevel has these natural system prompts. So if you don't know, these system prompts are essentially key details. These are default, and these are essentially prompts that GoHighLevel created, and this prompt directly tells the AI what to do. It's embedded, it's supposed to follow it every single time, so which is extremely important. So in this case, there's a number of them GoHighLevel have. Keep in mind, GoHighLevel, they're testing these things. They want to make sure they have the best platform. So there's personality one, appointment booking, date and time awareness, email confirmation, etc. So from the personality one, it's relatively long, but it's essentially just giving the voice AI a personality, understanding, okay, you are working in customer service, You're supposed to be understanding, emotionally intelligent, etc., efficient, clear, the style you're supposed to be talking, the phrases to use, and there's a bit more details around the phrases, etc. But generally speaking, in the home service space, how you should speak to clients, what's the expectations. So you have the personality one, the appointment booking one, because at the end of the day, you just want to book things on the calendar, look at available times on the calendar to make this happen. So which is great. Date and time awareness, numbers and symbols and speeches. Those the email confirmations, again, you can just click on apply default. I think these are great. There's a lot of gurus out there that's telling you try different things, but these things are you want to do slightly different or in the voice settings. So there's a couple ways to do this. So you can do the custom fields, but essentially all you have to do is go into the here and then go into settings, and then you do custom values, but I don't want to do custom values for this. Custom values will be embedded, but I'm using a different sub account to make this, so we'll not be doing that. But that's one way to do it. So the way I'm doing it is almost like a templated. So if you look up here closely, I use these brackets to give the agent a name, business name, emergency, and so you use these brackets to kind of replace specific things. That way you know exactly what those brackets represent, so you don't continue to repeat yourself. So from here, human sound booking first, and essentially I just come on here and just pretty much just ask. So this long prompt right here, don't worry about this. I just tell it this is what's really important. I just give it the personality prompt we just went over, but I need a prompt to put inside of GoHighLevel for this AI to sound as much as human as possible. The goal is for the AI to book jobs, appointments, etc. And then I think me to look into the actions, the call setting, etc. to mimic human voice. Feel free to do online research to give me the best results. So again, that's the agentic aspect of AI. It can just pretty much go on the web, do research. So it's searched the web a couple of times, looking at what's going on, as you can see here, specifically on GoHighLevel and other third-party websites, Retell AI, etc. And essentially to find you the best research. Again, this takes time. I'm just running you through the process. And then from there, we went over just doing the build. Initially, it wanted me to do custom values. As I mentioned, we don't have to do custom values. And this was the end result of what I need to do right here. And I kind of talked to Claude and told Claude exactly how I wanted to do it. And then it tells me yes. And then slight tweak, and I thought we were good from there. So as you can see, so again, Claude gave me the prompt right here because I give it so much context about the company. It understands the company, built it, and then there's certain things I wanted to tweak at the end, which I ended up doing. So right now, if we're looking at the system, this prompt to write in here, it tells it exactly what to do, give it some context, and then it started going deep. So giving the agent its role and objectives is to answer calls, giving the business name sounds like a real person, and then from there help with really booking calls, booking appointments, because that's how you get revenue in a business. So knowledge base, so check the knowledge base for any questions. The knowledge base, it has a lot of Q&As, it has all the details about the company. Again, so if we come here slightly into the knowledge base, it tells you what it does. There's like a bunch of frequently asked questions, which is great. The service areas, a company overview. Again, it's just telling Claude to just make sure to check that. Claude is just telling the agent to check that knowledge base before answering questions, because you want to be accurate despite it being AI. So, and then opening one short sentence, ending in a question, opening explainer, business name, this is XYZ, what are you looking for? Again, how it should open, how it should handle questions, if it matches, should it be booking right now, does it need to transfer? All of these things you have to take into account, how it should handle emergency, urgent, etc. The booking flows, how do you handle booking, looking at times, the way it's supposed to phrase it to the client, all these little things that you may not think about. And then overall, some general rules, call closing, agent personality, call personality traits. Also, I'll make this available in a free school community. Talking style, confirmation, etc. And then simple and tone, intent, etc. And then we went over all the settings, and I'll go over these settings. So essentially, you just copy and paste the system prompt here into Claude, and then from here, so some of the things we're doing in the actions. So when should the agents transfer a call? Which number to transfer the call to? And then when they should transfer the call. If the user asks for specific things, I'll be transferring you these other word, keyword triggers, etc. for the transfer call. And then you want to send like a SMS, thanks for booking with us, or something like that. If the user is booking on the calendar, etc. And also the email always happens essentially. And then this is the calendar you connect it to, which is the calendar it looks at to you say, okay, which calendar I'm checking for the availability. So that's really what it's checking. So again, there's more actions you can connect for your case, for a specific case. From here, the knowledge base, that's just connecting the knowledge base as I mentioned here. So we already created the knowledge base, that's just about connecting it. So boom. And then from here, so the call settings, call duration. So these are the best times, maximum 15 minutes. I mean, if you really need to book a call, do you need that much time? End call after silence, 20 seconds of silence. Again, makes sense. And these part of the best practices that Claude found on the web as well. And then wait before speaking, about 2 seconds. It's slightly long, however, it doesn't cut the client off. You don't want to be cutting the client off much, so which is good. Agent behavior, again, another very important. Response speed, how quick it should respond. Interruption sensitivity, you don't want to be interrupting the client left and right. Back channeling 0.8 is fine. And yeah, so over here, these are like some words that can relate to a human being. That sounds good and that sounds fine. That I just added here. So if you have like a special whatever industry you in, it might be slightly different, but again, these are generally fine. So it's like, okay, well, how quick she should respond. So that's about what, half a second. Interruption sensitivity, you don't want to interrupt too much, so you want those to be higher. So close this. Transcription and speech. So for this, there's like too much. There's general, there's medical. This is not medical. So in terms of general industries, so in terms of like plumbing, it works fine. And then keyword like for names, etc. Things you want accurate as well, the transcription mode. And then translation, we're not doing any other language. We're just gonna keep this in English. However, if you're in a multilingual area, Spanish works well in this and should be fine here. So, and then from here, we have the voice speed. So the voice speed is like how fast does a human speak compared to just overall. And so you want to mimic human voice. So therefore 1.1 works fine. And then voice stability, it's more like, okay, how often does it changes its voice? The 85% is good. Below that, it can range a lot from what I found. Voice volume 0.9 works fine. And then speech normalization, you want normal speech. We don't really care that our agent is using slings or anything like that. So again, very important one to make sure. And I just removed noise. I didn't want to put any noise in the background. After voice settings, post call. So you can add some post call workflow. So after the call, it goes to a workflow, but you have to create the workflow. For example, maybe you want to create a workflow so instead of like new job workflow, when there's a new job, it does specific things. You can just create that and then connect it in here. And then from there, every admin receive notifications. Then there's like the system prompts. Again, these were defaults with GoHighLevel. You just want to click apply default for this. And then outbound settings, that's for a different video. So yeah, and then from here, you just kind of test it a number of times. So new call. Yeah, so to test it, you just test from the number you have, and then you put the number, whatever, you have to put a +1, whatever country it is, and then you test it, and then from there, you just press call me here. You test it, it should be fine. I already tested it a couple times, as I did in the beginning. That's, it sounds great, it books, and then I received the email as well. So these are the things you want to be all set and all checked in. So hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Have a good one. Till next time.